Hello.
Yo.
Bob?
Yeah, it's Bob. How you doing? Yo, you hear about the new Karoo?
Oh, that big desert in South Africa? Of course. Yeah, we just published a cool new route there.
No, I'm talking about the new Hammerhead GPS head unit.
Oh, cool. Is it the Karoo 3?
No, they're just calling it Karoo.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, read something on Reddit. Yeah.
Does it have more battery life?
Yeah, it does.
How about a companion app?
What is that?
Oh, yeah, it's a way for, smartphones to connect with the device.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. It does. Yup.
How about, does it have solar charging?
No solar charging.
2 out of 3 ain't bad, eh?
Yeah.
All right, yeah, I'll have to check it out. Are you going to?
I don't think so. No, I'll probably stick with standard map and compass.
Yeah, suit yourself.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, we'll talk to you here soon. All right.
All right. Yep. We'll talk to you. All right, so this right here is the new Hammerhead Karoo, the 3rd generation Karoo head unit, and I've had it for just about a week now. So these insights are primarily initial impressions, but the only kind of long-term aspect I haven't evaluated yet is the battery life, and I will provide an update on that later this summer. Now, if you missed my previous review of the Karoo 2, no worries, I'll kind of help shed some light on the differences while sharing what's new with Hammerhead's latest head unit. All right, so the Karoo 2 was introduced by Hammerhead in 2022 as the successor to the original Karoo, which was launched back in 2018. But the latest Karoo here is, well, the first head unit designed after SRAM acquired Hammerhead back in January of 2022. So similar to the Karoo 2, the 3rd generation comes with a similar stunning touchscreen display and a same 3.2 inch or 8.13 centimeter diagonal display, and an overall body that is very similar in shape to the old version. However, this one comes with a kind of tapered shape that is wider at the bottom but more narrow at the top. All right, so the Karoo 2, you can kind of see here, has more of like a matte glass finish, but the new version has a brighter and clearer display while diffusing direct sunlight better, which I instantly noticed on my first ride, and I really appreciated that. I also noticed the touchscreen is not nearly as sensitive, but this also means that you may find yourself kind of repeating a gesture on the screen to kind of get what you want it to do, which was slightly frustrating. I mainly noticed this while using gloves. Similar to the Karoo 2, the Karoo has 2 buttons on each side, but they are more kind of widely spaced. They protrude out a little bit more and overall just have better ergonomics. The new version also has a dedicated power button on the bottom, which also doubles as kind of a sleep mode to help save battery life. You can press it and turn the screen off, and press it again and turn the screen back on. Right next to the power button is the USB-C charge port, and this time it comes with a built-in port cover, which is a nice upgrade over the old version. The device again comes with Hammerhead's mounting system and comes with a slightly improved mount with an adjustable fore and aft position, kind of allowing you to move the device further or closer to the bar. And it still only comes in at that 31.8 millimeter clamp diameter, but it does come with their quarter turn adapter to fit all Garmin mounts, which is incredibly kind of them by not forcing me to use another standard on all of my bikes. So the device also comes with a tether here, which I use and I love. And you might be asking, where is that SIM card port? Well, yeah. Hammerhead went away with that because of the companion app, which I will get into here soon. So before we get any further, I just want to take a quick moment to mention that this video is supported in part by Tailfin. Tailfin designs and engineers technical bike packing equipment for almost any kind of adventure. Innovation and quality are at the heart of what makes them tick, and their constant strive to create better performing gear means that you can just focus on enjoying the ride. They offer a range of options for hauling your gear, whether you're taking on the Tour Divide or just escaping for an overnighter. So to learn a little bit more about Tailfin, be sure to click this card in the top right corner, or you can also follow the link in the description below. All right, so despite different power-up screens, the internals of the unit basically appear appear identical. In fact, after booting up the device, it prompted me to sign into my Hammerhead account, and once I did, all of my data screens and sensors were neatly synchronized. However, I was quickly reminded that I was using the Karoo 2 for some training purposes a few years back, so I promptly deleted many of my profiles. Just like I said in my Karoo 2 review though, Hammerhead developed the most beautiful user experience on any head unit I've tested. But because of that, its power certainly kind of slowed the functionality down on the Karoo 2. So Hammerhead upped the RAM to 4 gigabytes, and you can undoubtedly notice less lag between the devices. The Karoo also now comes with 64 gigabytes of internal storage, doubling that of the Karoo 2, helping store your ride files and routes and giving you more opportunity to download more of Karoo's colorful maps offline. It also gives you a little bit more space for side-loaded third-party apps. So the device also comes with a new dual-band GNSS, and while I was not able to test it in heavy tree cover too much, it never actually veered very far away from my actual position while following a track and doing a loop around the neighborhood. It's similar to the old Karoo 2, and as you can see with these maps, it's pretty darn similar, and I even compared it to the Coros Apex 2 watch that I've been testing. Hammerhead mentions that the chip allows accuracy within 3 to 5 meters, and I would say that it's pretty accurate in my testing. Again, I did not test this in very heavy tree cover, so take that with a grain of salt. So I stopped using the Karoo 2 simply because it did not last long enough for my needs. So to fix this, Hammerhead not only went with a larger internal battery, but also attempted to use that battery more efficiently. Hammerhead claims that you can get 15 hours in a high power use case, which is a claimed 30% increase over the Karoo 2. Now, you might notice a tiny little sensor on the top of the unit here. So Hammerhead actually added an ambient light sensor, which basically allows the display to automatically adjust based on the lighting conditions that you are riding in, which will ultimately help with battery life. And I noticed this while just kind of taking this from the inside of my garage outside into the light. It definitely adjusts to the light, which is pretty neat. As I mentioned, I did not get to test this for a very long period, and I will report back to you on how it works over the long term. But on my first ride with auto brightness on in partly cloudy conditions, one sensor paired and my phone paired and not following a route, I burned 14% battery over roughly 2 hours and 12 minutes of ride time. I took another quick hour spin to see how battery saver mode would perform. Started at 76% and ended at 69%. So battery saver mode essentially shuts the screen off between functions such as that predictive climbing path feature, route turns, and notifications. However, if you really want to save more battery, you can turn all of those functionalities off. So I ended up burning 7% battery life over that ride. So say 7 times 8 hours is 56. So for all day riding, that's actually not all that bad. But if you upload routes, you will certainly be using a little bit more battery life. All right, so overall, the battery is certainly improved, but is it enough? It's hard not to think about how unique this particular unit would be with solar charging features. So I find myself using the Edge 1040 Solar because it has lasted 5 days of all-day riding without charging it. In contrast, you will certainly need to charge the Karoo a few times during that period. But with that screen turn-off functionality easily accessible now, the ambient light sensor, the battery saver mode, I should be able to plan for all-day endeavors without it completely draining on me like the Karoo 2 did. Now, the Karoo 2 and the latest Karoo are basically identical regarding on-screen functionality. So that saves a lot of time regarding understanding the way the device works. Many updates have been developed and added via firmware over the years and months on the Karoo 2. Hammerhead is better at this than any head unit manufacturers out there, and they mentioned that they will continue to consistently update firmware with this unit and the Karoo 2. But if you are new to the interface, you won't nearly be as confused as, say, a first-time user of a Garmin device. Karoo is intuitive, simple, and beautiful. Each profile you make can be adjusted and edited on the device based on your needs and desires, such as the type of riding surface you prefer, the number of data pages and fields among those pages, and categories among each field. You can edit turn-by-turn settings. For example, my bike packing profile I've made made is kind of my route following profile. So the map will basically automatically pop up if I'm on another page when a route turn is forthcoming, so I can see where I need to turn. You can also turn on or off phone notifications, climber predictive path, which essentially tells you the gradient and mileage of a climb that you're about to encounter or you're in without actually following a route, which is pretty neat. Strava Live segments, and enable sensors for specific profiles. It's all very intuitive and kind of really fun to play with. And speaking of route following, it's obvious and very easy to follow, just like the Karoo 2. No changes there. A significant factor in SRAM's decision to acquire Hammerhead was its successful product line already. So instead of kind of starting from scratch, SRAM had a robust head unit to work with already. And really all they've done is enhance the unit by introducing a few things such as the unified login process that simultaneously imports all of your access components to your sensors and allows you to actually configure the controls and see battery status directly from the unit. For those not fond of technology, you've done well to get this far in this video. For those tech enthusiasts like me, SRAM continues to set the standard in the cycling world with these functional advancements. So speaking of routes, because I ended up signing in, the new Karoo had all of the routes that were manually uploaded to my Hammerhead web dashboard or ones that were uploaded via Ride with GPS. But you can also link any of the other mapping programs that you use, such as Strava, Komoot, and more, using the web dashboard. Hammerhead now offers a companion app, but it's a little different from the ones of Wahoo or Garmin. It's more or less a way for the Hammerhead Karoo head unit to connect to the internet, and it's not meant to replace the dashboard, meaning you can't actually create a route or even edit any of your data fields on the companion app, but rather it helps communicate when the device is not connected to Wi-Fi. The SIM card port did this in the past, and although I never ended up using that feature, for those with smartphones, downloading the Hammerhead app allows you to basically stay connected. And because of that, it offers live tracking, enabling you to share your location with loved ones as long as you are within cell range. Personally, this feature really doesn't make sense for me since I find myself out of cell service on nearly all of my rides, which is why I still rely on inReach devices or that SOS functionality on my iPhone. However, a neat feature is the general share functionality on your phone. For example, say your friend sends you a pin or location on Google Maps. What you can do is basically push that location from your phone to the device. You can then either save that point of interest on the device or have the device navigate to that location, which is pretty neat. Similar to the Karoo 2, the unit comes with all of the training features that you would want, including new and improved data fields and the ability to pair to specific sensors such as heart rate and power sensors, and allows you to upload your training metrics like FTP and heart rate zones. It also pairs with Training Peaks and Trainer Road, so if you are currently training for a big event or just looking to get stronger, yeah, the Karoo is an excellent tool for the job. After Shimano forced Hammerhead to remove all Di2 related functionality from Karoo about 2 years ago, I actually turned off automatic updates to make sure the Karoo 2 would not remove that functionality. It worked until I, basically quit using the Karoo 2 because it just didn't really work for my needs in terms of battery life. But just to back up here, this all happened a few months after SRAM purchased Hammerhead, yet Shimano didn't take any integration away from, say, Wahoo or Garmin. Kind of a bully tactic in my opinion. But there is a workaround with a third-party side-loaded app, at least on the Karoo 2, called the KI2. Side-loading apps is certainly a bit of a process, and I'm not even sure if KI2 works on this Karoo unit yet. Still, if you are interested in learning about that, I'm sure DC Rainmaker will have an answer to that question. To be clear here, Hammerhead has mentioned that they have reached out to Shimano and is open to discussion at any time and remains hopeful that there is a path to provide this functionality to Karoo users in the future. All right, so the Karoo comes with many updates and improvements over the Karoo 2 without much downside, except it's $80 USD more than the Karoo 2. So at $479.99, it's a bit of a price shocker to me. But it is a premium product, especially compared to competitors like, Wahoo right here, the Element Roam, which is priced at $399. While both units certainly offer similar functionalities, the Karoo provides a bit more beautiful and elegant user experience. And having used all of the companion apps, the simplicity of the Hammerhead app certainly eliminates kind of the guesswork involved in navigating the device. So the Karoo's touchscreen offers quick and intuitive functionality, and with the robust support from the companion app, everything can be managed directly on the unit with relative ease. However, I do wish it was a little bit more responsive. And I do know some users might wish the companion app allowed for editing of all device functionalities. Additionally here, the battery life remains kind of uncertain, and I'll need to test this a little bit more, and I will provide details on battery ranges for our riding style in the not too distant future. Now, deciding if this unit is right for you depends on your preferences. If simplicity is key, well, the Wahoo Element Roam or Bolt is really hard to beat. If you prioritize super long battery life and can navigate a complex user interface, the Garmin Edge 1040 or 1040 Solar is certainly suitable. For those who prefer an Android-like experience with a stunning display and comprehensive features, well, the Karoo certainly stands out. Or if you like, well, that analog style, well, Bob's option is always available. Yep. So, what do you all think about the new Karoo? Let me know in the comment section below. As always, thank you all so much for watching. And if you like what you saw in this video and want to see more like it, please hit that subscribe button and notification bell. And if you want to help support us, you can do so by signing up for the Bikepacking Collective. The Bikepacking Collective is our yearly membership, which actually includes a lot, like industry discounts, monthly giveaways, and the twice yearly Bikepacking Journal. So to learn a little bit more about the Bikepacking Collective, click on the card in the top right corner or find the link in the description below. As always, thank you all so much for watching, and until next time, pedal further.